by Shore.
Okay, so this is our exclusive extra bit on the Women Today podcast. Today we have been speaking to Darren Jackson, ice sculptor. Darren, you do have obviously the sculpture in town this year. What is it of, and how did you decide on what you were going to do?
It was a bit of a collaboration with Douglas Council. We did work with Douglas Development, which has kind of changed now. But we kind of come up with some ideas, and a mirror frame was quite a good one. And I've done one before, but it's kind of in London. They've kind of got an ice world there, Winter Wonderland, and they build a mirror kind of with a full block, and it's a huge block you get from Belgium, I think, and it's kind of 2 meters by 1 meter by 70 thick. So you kind of you do a mirror frame around that, and people, because it's in a freezer, you can sort of look behind it, and as though you're frozen in ice, and it's kind of a mirror. So that's where I got the kind of idea from. But this was just because it's outside. When ice starts to melt, if it's thin, it'll just either shatter or crack, or it'll kind of become really sort of you kind of see through it anymore. So it doesn't really work as a mirror. So we've just done it as a frame, hollowed it out, and then set it up, and then it was there all day from 8 till 6, I think.
So it's the interactive nature of it, isn't it? Because people could go up and could stand there and have their picture taken in the ice as such.
Well, every year we've done it, we've always done interactive. It just works better for the for people, for photograph moments. It's just quite nice to sort of get an image of sort of some ice, and everybody's like, people walk past, is that really ice? Is that really ice? And it's like, what do you think it is? It's like, what is it? It's like, what else could it be?
You mentioned the big blocks, and I was in Stockholm and went to the ice bar in Stockholm. Would you ever be interested in doing something on a huge scale like that?
Well, the kind of Winter Wonderland in London, that's a 50 by 40 metre marquee, and it's in Hyde Park, and they've kind of they just set it up as a -8 freezer, and the company who we used to work for, I still work there in November, kind of just for a few weeks, just to help them out. But they build some massive stuff, snow sculptures, kind of, you just get big wooden boxes together, fill it full of snow, big snow machines, and then you can carve big massive snow sculptures. And the ice stuff, it's kind of, we've applied for one in Finland this year in February, and you get 28 metre by 1 metre by 70 thick blocks. So it's massive, it's a few ton, 2 or 3 ton. And you get 48 hours to work with them. So you can make, huge things. I think the longest or the tallest one we've done is about 6 metres, and it was 2 kind of blades of grass. Me and Steph done. And I think it sort of collapsed after a few days. But it was kind of in a country where it's -5, 10, so that they can last. The ones we do in Canada is kind of, they're up there for 3 months, 4 months because of the temperatures. But obviously in Europe, or mainly England, Isle of Man, you just kind of get the temperatures not cold enough.
And what's it like working with Steph, with your wife? Do you work well
terrible,
together creatively?
Terrible.
Do you clash?
We clash. She just doesn't listen. She does her own thing, but she is good. She does a lot of ceramic sculptures. She's travelled the world with them. She's got a show in Japan, another one in February. There's a show just finished, or it's one for another couple of days in London. So she's doing really well, the ceramic stuff. I've turned into her, what do we call it? Head technician, I think I was classed as. Or most people would call it a lackey. So that, I quite enjoy that side of things, because she can build the work, make the work. I can make the crates, transport, kind of do all the packaging side of things. And then the ice on the side is another aspect of it. And we've got, we're kind of working on our parents' farm. So that kind of working with the animals is a kind of new thing for me. So we've started buying Herdwick sheep from Cumbria, as a kind of diversifying away from the norm, I suppose. And we're selling that at Radcliffe Butchers, if anybody wants to.
Wow, so farming now as well.
Yeah, I tried a bit. Well, it's kind of, the ice is all a part-time kind of job, because it's all, winter sort of based generally. And then the farming side of things, that's kind of, a part-time sort of thing, because it's not a massive farm. So kind of they all work hand in hand, so we're all working through. We're on the basis, or just on the the edge of getting planning in to build a big studio in the farm, to create like a big studio to build big work, ceramic studio, ice studio, workshop, just different spaces to build different work. You know, kind of on the long term, want to try and get the island to be a sculpture park, same as like York Sculpture Park, or you know, the sculpture parks all over the world now, and they're just really popular. Kind of people really enjoy seeing them. If the right work's there, then you can. And because of the ice festivals, we've met so many different artists from around the world who were amazing artists, and they just didn't get the recognition. And a lot of them build ice and sand sculptures across the world. If you've ever been anywhere, you know, any hot countries, there's always sand sculptors there, and you know, they're probably know a few of them. So kind of it's like pitching into them, you know, and bringing them across from away to build sculptures, using the sort of talent on the island and bringing some of the artists, because there's so many different artists on the island who are kind of there's not like that kind of body there. I mean, there's loads of little groups starting now, and there's loads of people pitching in for ideas of a sculpture park. So it's kind of watch this space, I'd say.
I reckon if I find myself out of a job here, Christy, what I could do for a living is develop themes for people. As I think I showed introducing Darren on Friday's Women's Day programme, there is another possible theme for him. Do you know what it is?
I can't tell what that is.
Do you know what it is, Darren?
No, I thought you were going to say the BG.
No, it's not what I thought it was. It's not what I thought it was. Actually, it doesn't matter. Move on.
That worked really well, Beth. Well done. You thought it was the one that goes, "You're as cold as ice."
I think that might be this one. Actually, maybe. Hang on, let's give this one a raz.
Do you want to have another go at that?
No.
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
That's cold as ice.
Yeah.
I could see, right, walking into a room, yeah? Worked really well. Probably glad I'm having a couple of days off now.
Stick with the day job.
Thanks. Thank you so much for downloading the Women Today podcast. As ever, if there's a guest you'd like to hear on the show or something you think we should be talking about, then we'd love to hear from you. You can contact us via email. It's womentoday@manxradio.com, or you can go to the Women Today Facebook page, like and follow the page while you're there, or we're also on Twitter. It's @MRWomenToday. Until next time, goodbye.
Don't sit in the slow lane. Join the fast lane right now with Shaw's all-new Superfast Plus broadband. Enjoy more bandwidth, amazing speeds and the best value on the island from just £23.95 per month. So don't be left behind. Get a piece of the high-speed action with Superfast Plus broadband from Shaw. For details, visit our stores in Douglas, Ramsey and Port Erin or click shaw.com. Love being Shaw. Terms and conditions apply.